Hello again. This game is beginning to get a little harder to put down. After the previous recording, I actually stayed in the sewers and ran a couple laps. So now everyone is level 2, and also I got a bunch more items. So let's go to the shop and appraise all them. Okay, this is where you identify them, right? Or was it the lab? No, the lab is still closed. Yeah, it was the shop. Let's appraise. Battle Axe +1. Oh, and you're automatically cycling through them. That's handy. Okay, now let's take a look at everyone. See how we can upgrade. So probably I'm gonna get both frontliners up to 5 constitution right at the start, just so I can grab the stun immunity. That's probably a good idea. Now you have the shield. How is it different? Okay. It has ever so slightly lower block rate, but gives extra morale recovery, which I actually like. Yeah, just for now. Let's give this one to you. Huh, and it looks like this has a percentage-based difference when they compare it to the one that I have. Not sure why you would need to know this particular number, but okay. Do I give you even more combat? Get you maybe invested in heavy protection? Or swing around for a little bit of area attack. That probably also works to draw aggro, if aggro is even a thing in this game. Haven't actually seen any indication for that. Yeah, it's probably smarter to get some more skills. Get you some defense then maybe. Then start looking at branching out. Alright. As for you, you're gonna get that sweet, sweet intelligence. What does that give you? Mana affinity, less likely to become sick, but no longer receive status ailments caused by mana corruption during combat. Wait, is that only positive? I thought everything in here had a drawback. I don't really see how mana affinity gives you anything negative. And there's also detect. Damage reduced when being magic resisted is fixed 10%. I'm not quite sure how to parse this sentence, so maybe if the enemy resists your magic, they only resist 10% of it, so you always do 90% damage. We're really not sure how to understand this. Anyway, let's keep pumping points into it. Yeah, as a mage you're not going to be needing strength at all, I think. Maybe a tiny bit of dexterity down the line for a couple more points of evasion and accuracy. We will see. Okay, what do you have at level 3? Cold Air applies freeze, and I do not know what that does. And we have Sleep. Single enemy for 8 seconds. That's basically 2 turns. At dwarf speed. That could potentially save my hide a couple times. That would be nice. Yeah, okay. Now on to third. What do you have for dexterity? Physical attacks always hit, but damage decreased. Interesting. Maybe if I find some synergies that work off of physical hits, this would be nice. Reroll critical. When the character doesn't crit, reroll for crit again. Oh, that could be very nice. Especially with the healing on crit synergy that I already have going. Very nice. Now as for you, I was thinking. Okay, the second hymn gives massive defense and evasion boost. And this also gives a bless, cures any status ailment, and gives a synergy. Activates status resist. Interesting. It would be nice to grab both of these. But for the beginning, I'm thinking giving you also a point in combat. Because that would enhance my combat options. And as for you, I still haven't actually decided what to do with you. So far I'm kinda building you as sort of a backline. Scout, rogue, ranger, something like that. Level 3 scout has paralysis poison. Looks like 15 seconds of paralysis. And it has a synergy of paralysis. Again, I do not know what that does. I'm pretty sure it's not gonna be just like 15 seconds of stun. Maybe it's a slowdown or a weakening effect. And we have Seal Poison. Apply Seal to target. This is also 15 seconds. Would be nice if I knew. Can I check somewhere around here? No, we're probably gonna check on this later. Yeah, reading a tiny bit about each of these would be beneficial, especially early on. But I am currently looking at maybe a list of afflictions. Can't see it here. Status ailment. There we go. There are 8 types. Poison, paralysis, sleep, stun, burn, shock and frozen. There are resistances. If they resist, they can nullify it. Okay, there are 2 types. There's normal resist. And influenced by stats and gear. Monster resist will be a fixed value, naturally. And only monsters have volatility resistance. And it goes up when a status ailment is applied to a monster. Adds normal resist to the volatility resistance. So if you keep applying a certain status ailment, their resistance will keep increasing. And it will decrease as time goes by. Okay, so kinda means you cannot actually keep, let's say, a boss permanently paralyzed or stun locked. Okay, that's actually fair. I like that. Okay, poison is just damage. Here we go. Paralysis. Reduced physical and breath damage. And the skill is sometimes cancelled. So kinda like getting paralyzed in Pokemon. Okay, and Seal is the same, but with magic damage. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Sleep is sleep. You also take more damage from attacks while sleeping. Character that is sleeping has a chance of waking up when they are attacked. Nice, so it's not guaranteed. Stun is stun. Burn is just damage. Oh, and it can prevent characters from using skills. That's interesting. Freeze sometimes cancels your skill. It has a low cancel rate, but works like both paralysis and seal. I see. And shock. For each stack, they are 10% more likely to get critically hit. Okay, is that a flat 10%? Or is it a 10% increase to your regular crit chance? Because otherwise I can probably put just 5 stacks. And with the right skill configurations, I could crit all the time. That's something to think about. Okay, back to you. Talking still hasn't really made up my mind here. You're not really gonna benefit from evasion if I only keep you in the back. I could probably spec you into Hunter. This is a pretty decent ranged AoE. kinda low base accuracy and low base power, but it applies a decent damage debuff and also tracking. Usable twice. I'm gonna say per dungeon, so even with this you cannot stay and grind indefinitely. Okay. I think I'm probably gonna grab just one level of tactics. Ooh, Feint can stun. 10-second cooldown for a 2-second stun. That actually would be pretty nice to have if I get more into the rhythm of the game. Okay, with all that, what do we have? Battle axe, 2, 3 bows, hand axe, short sword, dancer's outfit. Interesting. Gives extra morale and mana at the cost of all damage, so it's kinda like a supporter's outfit. I can probably give it to 4th, which is a funny mental image considering that I imagine him as a guy. We also have a bat, little bit of morale recovery. We have an amber ring, even more morale recovery, and I think that is breath weapon resist, and a jade ring, which is mana recovery. Okay, we got some pretty nice stuff over here. Let's see. Oh wow, 820% upgrade from the beginner schedule. It's a two-handed item. Triple base power, plus 10 crit, and 15 crit multiplier, but minus 30 accuracy, which doesn't actually matter all that much, because I'm already on the synergy that boosts accuracy, and it looks like it actually comes with its own skill. Very interesting. So apparently gear can have its own skills too. That's gonna make builds even more interesting. I really dig it. What about the bows? The poor longbow has 12 power, gives 11 accuracy, and the non-poor longbow is 15-15, and they have power shot. What about the short bow? 13-11 and gives rapid shot. Okay, and it can hit up to 2 times. Interesting. We also have a hand axe, plus 10 crit multiplier, minus 10 accuracy. Okay, you, since you are not defensively inclined. You're okay with the battle axe? Yep. Keep right clicking. Need to get used to it. So you can have the bat. It doesn't actually give anything. Okay, so eye level, I think that is short for item level. So eye power would be short for item power maybe? It's probably just a way for us to compare similar items. I don't know. You can also get the morale recovery. And second can get the mana recovery. Okay, you're okay to keep the cudgel, because it gives extra magic power. And as the backliner, fourth can get the bow. But which one is the question here? Let's go with the longbow for now. See how it works. Okay. So for you first, I could go with the axe or the sword. I think a sword is good enough. Okay, so if I give you the dancer's outfit, that slashes all your damage in half, but gives me more morale and mana to play around with. Let's just give it a spin. Ha! Okay, is something working in the background here? Because it's supposed to be minus 50, but in actuality it's less than half of that. Oh, it's gonna be the prayer that I have ongoing. Okay, we have a sewers here, we have a sewers here. Are those two the same? We're gonna have to check that one out. But for now, let's play around a little bit. We do need guarded thrust here, because that gives the crit synergy for both of these fight skills. For the 45% crit rate, that is going to activate the minor heal, bit of sustain. And now that fourth has some heavier hitter ability. Let's see, the power shot does 130% base power with a 15 crit rate. So I can put it here and just give a big shot every once in a while. Okay, the flame arrow gives extra accuracy and damage. I'm not sure if healing skills benefit from magic damage. But I don't think I have any other place to put this one. Okay, there's an empty space up here. Oh, wait. If I keep the flame arrow here, with the synergy, that negates the low base accuracy of Rampage. Which would be more beneficial here, Rampage or Lunge? Because Lunge gives the melee combat buff, and Rampage is an AoE. Let's try out Rampage, see how it looks. Okay, and for our final spot, we can place one of these. Attack command or defense command. Defense command is a pretty hefty defense boost, but attack command comes with a synergy that further increases damage. Interesting. If I put the attack command in place of protection, that would turn every attack super powerful. Pretty much plus 50%. Probably not exactly. I still think percentages are not as simple as just adding them together. In which case, defense command. I don't think, at least at these first couple of levels, it's going to matter all that much. The enemy doesn't seem to be hitting us for more than a couple points of damage at a time. But we can fine-tune this. For now, I think this will do. You know what? I can put the Rampage here, because it's AoE. And maybe, if multiple hits can crit, then maybe multiple procs of the minor heal can be achieved. Kinda wanna see that. And so the regular fight is going to have still increased damage. I can work with that. Let's take this one for a spin. We can move these two around. See which way works better. Now if I were to go in the sewers here, do I wind up at the same place? Let's see. Yeah, it's the same place. And it doesn't look like this goes deeper. Well, there is quite a space here, so probably should go a little down. Okay, let's try this slime. Beat on you a little bit. Oh, the power shot crits. That's nice. Wait, it did crit, but it didn't broke the heal. Huh. Maybe the heal only breaks when you actually have health to lose. That's interesting to know. Okay, Okay, so far the power shot is really doing damage here. Okay, no. So the minor heal does proc, even when you're at full health. So I don't know why power shot didn't activate it that one time. Let's keep shooting. I want to see it again. Okay, so apparently the heal synergy doesn't work with ranged weapons. Alright then. That's good to know. And that increased mana corruption by 1%. Alright. I do want to find out if we can go deeper into the sewers here. No, this is the way back to town. So where do we go from here? Ah, here we go. We just have to leave the town. Here we go. Tomb of an Ancient King, recommended level 1. There's the Watchtower, recommended level 12. And the Mines, recommended level 8. Okay, so we are going here first. Let's give it a try. Your party sets foot into the mausoleum that is said to house the giant. The scantily remaining decorations on the wall give you a glimpse into what this place used to look like, but it's clear that those days are long gone. You hear strange growls and something being dragged around. This place is full of creatures set on your demise. Yep, it's a dungeon. In that moment, a giant rat leaps towards the very adventurers before they are able to prepare. Okay. Ooh, and it hit pretty hard. Ah, and this one only hits the middle front, okay. Okay, that was only visible for a moment, but I think I read level 4. We are not off to a good start. What's this? The walls are torn down, blocking the path. It appears you will need to take a detour to progress. And something flashed, like environment has changed. Interesting. Okay, so you are only hitting the middle. Okay, after this I will see what happens if I leave this space empty. And now we will see whether the rats are gonna have. Okay, this is locked. Does not budge. So, this is the only way forward. Okay. Wait, you're hitting second. Exactly how? This is the only space. But I have a skill for that. Okay. So for now I want to say that if they don't have a valid target, they pick one randomly. We'll see. Ouch. This one's a giant bat. Deals physical and morale damage. Okay, you're gonna die from burn. So let's focus on you. That's better. Oh, and you're almost dead. Ah, here we go. Huh, wait, look at that. Protection is supposed to recover 52. So I'm guessing the plus magic damage synergy does in fact help here. Very good to know. Alright then. So we are probably putting Rampage back here. And maybe launch here for a little bit of buff. Yeah, first has the shield, so third would need evasion buffs. This will probably work. Alright. What's in here? Sleep shroom. And some plants. I'm guessing you're gonna be weak to fire. Spore. Debuffs. Evasion. And accuracy. And this plant does something. Let's see if we can burst you down. Okay, I didn't even see what happened there. But I like it. There are all sorts of scribblings on the wall. Were these written by adventurers who have come here before you? Where are the keys? Be wary of undead. Okay, thank you. Now I am very wary. At least these fights are over almost immediately. So most of the time is gonna be just me strategizing. Oh, and you're actually hitting a larger area. And because all of these spaces are occupied by Thurn, you are that much more likely to get hit. Maybe I should switch Lunge and First's Fight. Maybe. Yeah, Lunge seems to be giving a decently timed buff. Wow, 30 damage. That's very nice. And you're just gonna burn to death. Okay, what is this? You will sometimes find a pile of trash in dungeons, but don't disregard them. It is said that rare items can sometimes be found in places such as these. It is also said that those with high mana corruption are more likely to find valuable things for some reason. Okay, I only get to pick. Sinister Miasma shoots out of the pile of trash. You feel as though the party has been blessed by someone. We gained Mark of the Warrior. Gain the blessing of the unknown entity. 10% physical, 10 accuracy boost. I don't see a timer in here. It's probably as long as we stay in the dungeon. Okay, what's in here? I think I'm gonna put Lunge over here. Work with that. I think otherwise we are good. Maybe. No, I did want to put Rampage here, because I want to see what happens when I crit multiple times in a hit. Okay, let's move just a tiny bit forward. Okay, something is in here. This is a dead end. You find a sarcophagus that managed to evade the eyes of grave robbers. Its ancientness is evident by the deep piles of dust and crumbled pieces of rubble on the floor. Okay, do we open it? Obtain the branch. Good enough. And this way maybe. Bunch of rats. Oof, they are really hurting me over here. Oh, and we lost third. Adventurers who reach 0 HP will become incapacitated. They cannot fight. They can be healed with item skills or by resting at the inn. In rare instances, they will sometimes heal when resting at camp. Okay. So I kinda don't want to continue actually. Well, maybe let's use first aid here. Oh, and you can't actually use first aid when you're incapacitated. Interesting. Yeah, I think I'm going to leave now. Don't really want to use a branch for that. So I kinda have to go the long way around. And just try to run away. Okay though. I don't even know if incapacitated party members even gain XP. Because if they don't, I kinda want to keep everyone even. Yeah, that's too late for that. You're already a tiny bit lower. At least now we know. So let's sleep. There we go. Oh, I see. The beginner's items are actually worthless. I guess that makes sense, since you can just endlessly create new adventurers. You could just strip them and sell all their stuff. Yeah, okay. So I'm guessing I just need to toss these one out. Okay. Yeah, I probably should be investing in extra evasion for third. Anything in here that would help me? Oh, soft leather gives a whole bunch of boosts. And it's also pretty cheap. Okay, so one of those, and I can afford the bandits boots. Let's see about that. Yeah, that's a mild improvement. Lost an evasion. And 13%. Is that frost? Looks like frost. Frost resist. Okay. And an upgrade to the armor. Oh, not this one. It's not identified. This one. Okay. So this is probably what I should be doing here. So replace everyone's basic gear with some better stuff. And probably what I should be doing, since most enemies seem to be hitting the front middle, and I have two frontliners. Once one of them gets a little lower on health, between combats I should switch their places maybe hope for some small crit heals. We'll do that the next time. Wow, I was aiming for 30 minutes and we're already almost an hour here. But still, if you happen to be watching until this point, then thank you very much. I'll see you in the next one.